Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Hey, what's poppin'?
Hi, LeRon.
Hey, Corey.
How are you?
I said this earlier, but I'm sore and hurting.
Well, LeRon, you look great.
Thank you. I'll start feeling great soon, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all want to feel great, LeRon. We all want to be you.
Stay hydrated, my friends.
Oh, hydration is key, right? In all aspects of life, not just podcasting. So I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. So I'm going to introduce our other host, the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov is here.
When I grow up, I want to be like LeRon.
What is that? Oh, wait. How so?
I don't know. LeRon with the big D. And
I feel like we're in deja vu mode.
Good night, everybody.
Hey!
Oh
No, LeRon, I just
reminder that Holes is our
You're
most
good
popular
peoples.
After Dark episode, and this is where you should go check that out.
How?
I don't
don't understand.
I don't know if it's true anymore. It probably is not, but it's just the joke that counts. Also, something that counts is PK Power. Pat Klein is here.
Well, I'm going to say that I don't want to be LeRon at this moment because it's Halloween candy season right now. And I enjoy my candy season. And
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to get fat. So,
man, Halloween. So I've been side tangent on Halloween. I've been rewatching How I Met Your Mother, which is like my favorite TV show of all time. I think it's definitely a top 3 for me. And there's an episode called The Slutty Pumpkin, and it's about
the holes are in strategic places.
No, it's it's set
in strategic places.
Yes, but the whole thing is like just waiting for the person that you think is whatever, and it's just that reminded me of The Slutty Pumpkin, and it made me laugh. Just like you guys make me laugh. You don't remind me of a slutty pumpkin. You just make me laugh.
Thank God.
I'm a slut for pumpkin.
Well, that's
Pumpkin spice.
Spicy.
Sorry.
Jeez.
I like pumpkin spice Oreos. Those are good. I have a package.
Wait, there's such thing as pumpkin spice Oreos?
Yes, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Where have I been?
Not at the grocery store, apparently.
I have a story about pumpkin spice that we can talk about on After Dark at some point.
Someone write that down so you don't forget.
Oh God. But yeah, this is I'm glad to see you guys. It's been one of those interesting weeks that
even though it's only Tuesday.
Seeing your guys' faces makes me happy. So speaking of happy, we would be happy if you would go over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork and support the Boss Rush podcast. You can do so for just as little as $1 or subscribe at a tier that's right for you. New features. If you want to test us out, if you want to test out an episode or you want to hear a pre-show that you think sounds interesting, you can just buy that specific episode for $1. And you can hear that or expansion pass or get an episode of something early. You can pay for a book club episode early. New features, Patreon rolling out. Very, very nice. We are also offering a 14-day free trial at the $3 tier, the community interaction tier. So you can try that out as well. If you can't support us financially, though, it's no big deal. Your listenership and viewership is enough for us. Thank you for giving us our biggest quarter ever here on the Boss Rush Network in terms of listens and views. We really appreciate it. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You can check out all of our content, including our daily banters, our features, our listicles, reviews, and more on our website at bossrush.net that David Lasby has built very, very, very well. And it's very organized and it's very well run. And I can't thank him enough. So I'm going to give him a shout out here. And also, Stephanie does a lot for the website too. And everybody here does a lot. And I appreciate all of you. I don't say it enough. With that said, we do have a lot of upcoming content. I will allow Stephanie to shout out some spotlights coming up.
Boy, do we ever have some spotlights coming up. We recently recorded an excellent spotlight with one and only Billy Basso, solo dev of Animal Well. Yeah, that's huge. Absolutely huge.
I could have talked to him for like 3 more hours. He's so interesting.
And that's the thing. He's a really awesome person to talk to. I feel like we were just having a conversation and it wasn't just a question answer awkward interview. I always made the joke he's my dev crush, but I say that because there's so much that I admire about him and he's so interesting. And what I make up in my head about what I think about him is interesting actually translates to real life. He is an actual interesting person to talk to, and he's not a dick. And when I say that is some devs who become very successful might end up being kind of a dick. And he wasn't. He was so down to earth. Can't wait for people to listen to that. And I'm happy to say that, like, if I ever were to see him at a future event, I can walk up and be like, "Hey, how's it going, Billy? What you been playing?" And I won't have to be so nervous and starstruck anymore because he's just a cool dude.
Yeah, he's extremely humble too, which is something that I admire about him. He's like, the whole time we were talking to him, it just felt like the extremely well-deserved success just hasn't hit him yet in a way. And it was very nice to hear someone who's that successful just kind of be like a regular dude, And
I like his gamer side. Sometimes you like talk to people and, it's like, oh yeah, I make games, but I don't really play them much. And you can tell Billy's plays his games. He keeps up with the latest news and, is like, gets excited about like the big things that are coming out.
Yeah.
You're cheering him on because I do feel like his game Animal Well has a very true chance at winning something at the Game Awards. I really feel that. I just interviewed some of the developers of the developer team is called Recurring Dream, and they're making Desktop Explorer. They were one of the games that were featured at the PAX Rising showcase at PAX West. It is a game where it looks like you're on a old Windows desktop operating system from like the 90s, and you need to click through. It's your uncle's old PC, and you need to click through, solve puzzles to uncover all these files, and it ends up having kind of like a creepy horror element to it. Some themes about mental health. So very, very cool, wonderful people over there. And then I do have a few more. They haven't been recorded yet, but I did pencil it in. I'm interviewing someone from Warhorse Studios for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah, and that's kind of it. I don't want to bore you guys with the long list, but those are just a few examples.
It's very exciting. A lot of cool stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Pat, anything from you, buddy?
All right. Well, by the time you're listening to this, the Zelda Ocarina of Time book club will be free for everyone, and we will be promoting Dead Space remake for our Patreon book club. And that's going to be starring LeRon, the PC Muscle Race himself, as well as Chris from the Franchise Festival podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Just remember, make us whole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We know how to make it feel whole, right, LeRon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys need to play Dead Space to get the reference. But also, I was just recently recording a episode of the Franchise Festival with Chris, And so that should be coming out here also by the time this podcast air. So listen to that and listen to us talk about Mega Man Zero.
Nice.
Nice. LeRon, you got anything cool coming up?
Not really. Nope.
You don't want to plug your OnlyFans page that you just launched? Your third one?
You mean the one where I just stare at the screen looking like a dumbass? That one?
Yeah, that one.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
Someone wants to see it. That's why they pay for
it.
Say that.
That's why they pay for it. Yeah.
there's 8 billion people on this planet. Somebody wants to watch that.
Oh, trust me, I'm nothing. I'm nothing special.
You're special to me, LeRon.
Sure, if you say so.
LeRon, I sent
What?
you that. I sent you that meme, that video.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I can want and dream.
Yes, it's gonna be fun. Let's see. I don't know. I don't really have anything to plug right now at the moment. I'm trying to line some things up, but it's just taking a little bit longer than I expected.
Hey, well, quality, not quantity. This is already like a bunch of awesome stuff we got.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, people are busy. It's event season and, all that stuff. But yeah, speaking of cool things, we've all been playing video games. I'm going to go first because my list is short and sweet and kind of to the point. Like I said in the pre-show, I've been playing. I began well, let me back up. I started the Plucky Squire.
Okay.
And I got stuck 3 times at the same place because of a bug.
Pat, I've heard the Switch version is glitchy as hell. So, right now.
Pat, you've finished it.
Yes.
I am probably, I would say I'm only probably like 20 minutes into the game, but I'm too busy exploring and stuff.
Just kidding.
But the cat puzzle, that first cat puzzle.
Yep.
To get the key.
Yep.
So when I would get the key to go to the next area, I would get stuck in the programmed box for the cat, and I couldn't move outside of where the cat was.
How the hell did that happen?
3 times it happened to me. Wow. Like I had to like literally restart the game and play up to that part again. And then it would just get stuck. So I stopped because I'm like, this is a little bit ridiculous. I already wasn't really having as much fun as I really wanted it to be because that game's premise is so charming and it's beautiful and just seems really like an interesting concept. It was just, that opening is it reminds me of, what does it remind it? I don't really know what it reminds me of, but it's like you play for like 5 minutes and then there's like a cutscene that you have to read through, right? And then you play for 5 minutes and then there's a cutscene that you have to read through, and it just does that for like the first 30 minutes of the game, and it's like I just want to.
Pacing is very rough in the game.
Yeah, I'm like I just want to play the game, like tell me the story as I go, but like I want to explore this opening area. And then I got stuck at the cat and I got really frustrated, so I just kind of stopped playing. But then I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom a little bit because I want to I'm starting to like get the itch to do the shrines and stuff, so I just kind of been running around and doing that. But playing that makes me want to go back to Breath of the Wild and play through that again instead first. But then I just had this, I was like, I don't know what to play because Echoes of Wisdom comes out in a couple days. And like, I've had to like shift some financial things around because of just certain things are coming up. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Zelda on Thursday at this moment. So I was like, I kind of want to go back and play Twilight Princess I've had the itch to play that for a while, and my Wii U's been hooked up, and that disc hasn't come out of it since I played it last. So I played the opening of Twilight Princess this weekend, and it just brought me so much joy. It made me so. There's a lot of nostalgia to that game, and it just I love the way the game looks, and it has the awkward feel that Ocarina of Time has when you move around, and Wolf Link kind of controls like poop, but it's just a wonderful game. I love Midna so much. It's just a beautiful game in a lot of ways, and I'm having fun right now playing it. Will I finish it? I don't know. Probably not, right? I mean, there's a lot of other games coming out, and we're going to talk about the state of play later, and there's a lot of cool games coming out there that I need to play the first iterations of, or the Ninja Turtles DLC came out, which has Mondo Gecko and Mona Lisa, which is like Mona Lisa is like a really deep pool for Turtles lore. I think the only person I know that might know who that is Lamont. But and that's only $4, so I might go check that out. But yeah, that's kind of all I've been playing. I feel kind of gamer lost at the moment. Like, I'm at this point where I don't know what to play. I'm not really buying anything new because of some financial things, right, that I need to focus on. And it's just, I'm kind of lost because I don't know what to play next. So I'm just kind of dabbling. But that's it for me. I've also been drawing again a lot, so that's kind of been preoccupying my time. I've been on a Zelda drawing kick, so I've been drawing the decaying Master Sword with the Silent Princesses wrapped all around it, up to the handle. So we'll see how that turns out. Might be trash, might be hot garbage. We'll see. That's it for me. LeRon, what are you up to?
My usual. I've been helping Andre out with Monster Hunter World. We were playing some last night, and this guy had the nerve to say that I abandoned him the other night because I was absolutely tired, and I just had no energy to play the game. And he was mad because he was acting like he was mad at me. I'm not sure if he was really mad at me, but he was mad because he actually triple carded his first mission. And for people who do not know what triple carding is in Monster Hunter, that means that means when you've actually like lost your health enough times that the mission is deemed a failure. So he was a little salty with me last night. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, man, like I understand why you're mad, but you can't be mad.
Why you mad, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but now we're having fun, and I think what honestly, like, I think what kind of lit the fire under him is because before he started playing Monster Hunter World, I re-rolled a brand new character, so I'm running a Smurf account, and I've just been kind of like taking my time and stuff like that. And he got back on it, and so I used my Smurf account to play with him to carry him, And so like last weekend I was house sitting for a friend, so I brought my ROG ally with me, and so that entire weekend I was like, you know what, I'm just going to brute force my way through all the in-game content for the base game so I can start Iceborne. So I hit him up Saturday night, and I was like, hey, I'm in the Iceborne now. And actually, like Sunday morning, like I read the message from him because like there's 5 hour time difference, from us. I read the message from him, and he's like, oh, I'm coming, like, like you're not gonna leave me behind too long. And then he was mad at me last night for not questing with him. But beyond that, besides Monster Hunter, trying to finish up Dead Space. Trying to finish up Dead Space, and also, what did shoot, not God of War. God of War is I haven't bought God of War yet, and I don't understand why people are. I don't understand why people are mad about the whole like PSN thing in God of War. I don't understand it. Maybe it's because I'm maybe because I'm
people mad about now.
Linking PSN to your Steam account. I don't. It's not a problem for me, but I guess it's probably because I'm a legacy PlayStation gamer. I finally like crossed the fold, and now I'm a PC gamer. I don't give a fuck. As a matter of fact, I want to see the trophy achievements when I'm playing the game. So I don't give a fuck. But people have actually gone out of their way to actually remove that feature out of the game, and I'm like why? I'm like, oh, you're literally just doing 3 extra things, and you only have to do it once, I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't even know if it's a privacy thing. I really don't know. I just know sometimes gamers are crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like every there's not a single game in my Steam library that I'm like, okay, I don't want to play this game because I have to sign up for Uplay, or I don't have to sign up for EA Play, or I have to sign up for that. There's not a single game in my library that's like that. Like the Rockstar Club. That is one of the most trifling ass fucking things to sign up for. Just to play Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead. That's one of the most trifling ass things to sign up for. But guess what? I signed up for it. I don't know my login to save my life because I don't play those games that often. As a matter of fact, I haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5 since Grand Theft Auto 5 dropped for the PC.
I don't think I've ever played Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, so I mean, it's I feel like it's no big deal. I really do, but I understand there's gamers out there, they take a lot of offense to the fact that like, hey, like as far as we know, Sony just wants to know how many people are playing their fucking game, because sales don't always tell you how many people play your game. Because anyone who has a backlog of games, they know like they bought the game and haven't even started yet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and backlog. That's another thing. Like I'm never gonna get to my backlog before I die. Never. Because I'm gonna keep playing the same 5 fucking games for the rest of my life.
I know that's about where I'm at. Like I'm looking at all these games like to buy, and I'm like, I want to play that. I want to play that. I want to play that. You know how many games I've bought this year and haven't played a single one of them? Like, I'm just.
And the free games are kicking my ass. Like shit. Like I get free games from 5 different places.
You saw what's coming free next month, right? On PlayStation?
Yeah. So like, if you guys hadn't bought Dead Space, the remake, like here's your fucking chance to play it.
Yeah, I mean, Dead Space has been on Game Pass for like 8 months. It's been
Game
Pass like 4 months after it came out.
Well, I thought it was EA Play though.
It is, but I mean, it's part of Ultimate, Game Pass Ultimate.
Okay,
and I think Game Pass Ultimate includes EA Play, so technically,
yeah, it does.
We're both right. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of free games, like speaking of free games, like the September one of the games from the Humble Choice, if you subscribe to that, is Guardians of the Galaxy. So there's no excuse for people not to play this game at this point now.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, by the way, is a fucking gem of a game. You better go play that game. It is
a good game.
It is one of my favorite games this entire generation, and I'm not even kidding. And I don't even care about the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like the movies are like whatever to me. But that game is incredible.
I've tried to play that game twice now, and I've stopped both times.
Why, Pat? Because I feel like this is a game you would have latched onto the moment you press start. Why?
I don't know why. That's the weird thing. I just stopped and went on to something else.
No, sometimes games don't resonate with you the moment you're ready to play it. Sometimes they don't, because Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater did not resonate with me when it came out back on the PS2. But when the HD collection came out on the PlayStation Vita, that's when I finally played it, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I was like, what was I walking out in traffic that day when I first played it on the PS2? Because why did I not like this game?
Yeah. I still need to I've still never played a Metal Gear game. I'm thinking about it. I've thought about it.
Never played a Metal Gear game?
I played Ground Zeroes for like an hour, and I'm like, I don't understand what to do.
Yeah, because at that point, there was too much Metal Gear history that.
Yeah, but everybody was like, "Well, this is the first one, unless you played Peace Walker," and I'm like, well,
Ground Zeroes is not the first one.
Ground
in the
Zeroes.
timeline?
No.
No.
Timeline is Snake Eater.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well then.
Yeah. So Corey, do yourself a favor. Buy Metal Gear Solid Delta when it comes out.
Ground Zero is like the second
see.
last one in the series.
I
Yeah.
got really excited when I saw like fractions of a second of that game in the montage at the end. I'm like, more, release
Yeah.
date,
Exactly.
release date.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hold on. Hold on. We'll get there.
Okay.
Well, I'll get there somewhere. I might play Guardians of the Galaxy again though, because that game's good.
All right.
I thought about going for the all the achievements, but then I was like, well, that requires me to play the game again, so I'll play it again later, and then I never played it again. Stephanie, you're playing games.
The list
Sort of.
hasn't changed since last time because I haven't had the time to play them, and I'm really, really, really desperate to finish at least Farewell North before Zelda comes out. Because once I start Zelda, I'm not going to touch my Steam Deck for a very long time, and I really want to finish it. As I mentioned before, a game is a little bit longer than I thought. Not necessarily a bad thing. It's just not what I was expecting. So I'm enjoying the emotional journey. I would enjoy it more if I did not have the thought of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom looming over my head. And that's not that's not the game's fault, right? That's just, oh shit, I have to finish this. So I'm still playing Farewell North. It is a great, touching, wonderful game about a girl returning to her roots in the Scottish Isles after she loses her mom, and you play as a dog to cheer her up. And more Astrobot. I
I've heard of that
oh
game.
good.
The first one you were talking about. I've heard of that game.
Yeah, Farewell North.
Yeah.
And Dev's really cool. I like reached out to him when I locked myself into a situation because I created a very unique thing where if you bark enough, you get an achievement. And I unlocked the achievement at the same time I accomplished a mission. So I got locked myself in. I'm like, how? He's like, I've never heard of this before. Reload from your last point. I'm like, okay. No, he was cool about it. I shouldn't have used that tone. He's super awesome. I want to get him on a spotlight. Yeah, I recommend Farewell North. I like games that have a good narrative, but also just has some sort of cultural significance to it. I don't really know a lot about you know the Scottish Highlands, and they actually, like, in the subtitles they have English and they have Gaelic subtitles in there. So it seems like a genuine, like, cultural experience. So, yeah, I can't say enough good things about the game. Like I said, the only reason why I kind of am not enjoying it to my fullest is because I have a monster of a game ready to slap me with its schlong at the end of the week. It's just right there.
He's
Anyway, and then Astrobot. My son and I take turns, playing different levels, and it's just a lot of fun. I don't know. It's a good bonding experience with him.
Are you still in the second cluster?
Yeah, the octopus.
The octopus cluster?
Yes.
Cool.
Again, I'm moving at a nightmarishly sluggish pace, and it's gonna all implode once Zelda comes out, Epic Mickey comes out, then Mario Party comes out, then Mario Luigi Brothership come out, and Silent Hill 2 comes out. Just, all these games.
Just
Dragon Quest 3.
clone yourself. Just clone yourself and then try to figure out a way to reintegrate all the clones back into you so you have the experience.
No. Clone yourself so that you can send your clone off to work and you can enjoy all the games.
Yes.
oh,
Better thought. They'll
can't wait
hate
for
you.
that technology. That needs to hurry up and
I still
Chop.
feel like we would find a way to fuck that up.
Oh, we would.
If we clone ourselves to send the clones to work and then leave ourselves with just like something like to be able to do whatever we want, I feel like we would still fuck that up somehow.
yeah, of course we would. because
Either that, or
we
we'll
all-
have that one asshole clone that's like, "Hey, why the fuck am I doing all this?"
Yeah. it'll be like iRobot or something like that, where like the one robot figures it out.
yeah,
Mhm.
He's like,
yeah.
Yep.
"Well,
There
why are
actually
we
was
doing
some-
this?
And
There
then
was
next
something
thing,
about clones, though. I thought it starred Ian McGregor and Scarlett Johansson, where the clones
The
found out
Island.
that
That was a
yeah,
good movie. That was a good movie.
clones found out they were body replacement parts.
Actually, you know what?
Yes.
The Island is the movie I realized I was in love with Ewan McGregor.
That when he
and
was
I also
Space
and
Jesus?
I also loved Scarlett Johansson back in those days. Like, I don't love her so much anymore.
Man, can we get that second season of Kenobi, by the way, soon?
He wants
take
it. Disney's the one that's dragging their
Or
feet.
give us a live action Clone Wars show. I'll watch that too.
What? No.
Why not?
No. Just watch the animated series.
I don't want it. No, I want what I want, and I'm gonna get
You want
what I
what you
want.
want. Okay.
Get what I fucking want.
They don't need to rehash the clone. They've done the Clone Wars twice.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I want
The
them to go
Gendy Tartakovsky stuff, and then like the actual like animated series.
I mean, sure.
I want my Kel Kestis series first, okay?
I can't wait for that third game. That's probably 3 years away at least.
I want more Star Wars Rebels. That's what I
I'd
want.
give it 2 more years.
Speaking of 2 more years, what games are you playing, Pat?
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like 2 years for you, isn't it? Anyways, so I just I finished 2 games over the weekend. I finally finished the Dead Space remake, so that's game number 33.
What'd you think?
You know what? This game would have probably been better if this was the first time I played it. Is what I think. Like, I
What do you mean?
think the fact that I know all the story and the twists
Okay.
and stuff, that coming back to the game, even though it does look absolutely gorgeous, it was a slog. Mostly, I think because the game requires you to backtrack a hell of a lot more than the original did, especially with
Yeah.
the side content.
Yeah. But the side, in my opinion, though, the side content made all that stuff worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in my opinion, the side content made it all worth it. Like, I could have done without like the actual like doors you needed clearance for. I could have done without that.
Yeah,
I'm like, if you don't let me explore, let me fucking explore. Don't gatekeep shit.
don't make me come back and try to remember. Oh, this canister was over
Did you,
here. This locker was over there.
Question: Did you hear the Ishimura sea shanty?
No, I don't think I did.
The pirate song. You didn't hear the pirate song?
I don't remember the pirate song. No.
Oh god, it was it's okay. So there's a room you go into. I can't remember which chapter it is, but of course you can backtrack after you've gotten past it. There's a room you go in where there are a bunch of candles like on the floor, like in a circle. So you get in the circle, huh?
Oh, you're talking about the steps.
Yes.
The steps and the claps.
Yeah, if you do it for the first 4 times you do it, you unlock an item. But the 5th time you do it, as the projector screen comes on, and then and they start singing a pirate song about the Ishimura.
I did not do it the 5th time.
All right, well, we'll have to talk about that in book club.
Yep, please do. So that was game 33. Game 34.
Congrats. Wait. You beat more games by this time last year than you have this year. You're slacking, bro.
Yeah, you're slacking, Pat. Come on.
I know. I'm hoping to get to 40, but to be fair, I have beaten a lot more longer games this year.
No excuse.
There are several almost 100-hour games on my list that I've beaten this year.
Not enough.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah.
Challenge next year. 40 games in a year.
What, between you, me, and Stephanie versus Pat? Good luck. I will contribute maybe single digits to that. I think I've beaten 3 games this year, 4 games this year.
I've beaten all the 3 games this year.
And one of them I started 3 years ago and only had an hour and a half left.
Oh yes, high five, buddy, because that's me too. High five.
Oh man, I love you
Hey,
guys.
I'm tired of you making us look like shitty gamers. I'm tired.
Pat. Gosh, stop making us look bad.
I'm
Once again,
tired.
remember when I said that, oh, this is going to be a backlog year?
I mean,
Yeah.
my Dead Space was a backlog.
Wait, it can't be a backlog game if you didn't buy it on day one.
I did buy it on day one.
Okay.
I bought it on day one. I got to chapter 4. I stopped playing it. And
You were
then
too busy playing the Callisto Protocol, right? Is that what it was?
I still got to beat that one too. So that is also on the backlog.
Oh, you're gonna love that ending. I'm gonna say, and that's me being sarcastic. You're gonna love that ending.
I've heard it basically is corporatized. So,
Yeah.
Yep. A game that wasn't fully corporatized, but they made corporate jokes on it was Game 34 of 2024 and Platinum number 90, The Plucky Squire.
Okay.
I played this on PlayStation 5, so I didn't have to deal with the glitches that apparently everyone else who's playing it on the Switch is dealing with.
Damn, Corey, in your face.
Look,
I
man.
hope they fix it by the time I get the physical copy of the Switch, because that's what I ordered.
Yeah, I mean, I bet those patches will probably be on the carts at that point, right? I mean, I would assume.
I would
see.
assume so too.
Who knows?
Like, they know that the Switch is buggy, and they released word of it on Twitter, so they're
It's that
working on
NVIDIA
it.
tech.
Mm-hmm.
That old NVIDIA tech that's not made for games. It's made for cell phones.
Well, my thoughts on the Plucky Squire is that it's an all right game. To be honest, like I was probably more hyped up than I should have been for it. It has potential that if they take the lessons they learned from this game and then they work on the pacing, because the game you really don't actually get like solid gameplay until you're almost halfway done with the game. Then the game's finally like, go out there and do these levels without us holding your hand. But it's it has a lot of creativity. It has a lot of heart to it. I like some of the like little things that they do with the character and how they like take on different like main battles and like different genre forms. The story though was definitely very simple, very kiddish. I wasn't. I guess I. It's a storybook. I get it, but they don't need to read the page for me. It's like Corey said. I probably prefer the story being told as I'm playing the game. Like, show me the story. Don't just tell me the story.
That just reminded me of something, Corey. Wait, actually, never mind, because you're trying to play the Final Fantasy VII original game on what, the Switch?
Yeah, I have. So I re-downloaded it actually because I've been, Final Fantasy's been on my mind because Tokyo Game Show this week, and the rumor is that 16.7 remake and the Pixel remasters are finally coming to Xbox, and so those games have been on my mind.
You're funny.
I know.
You're funny. The 7 remake stuff is not going to happen until all 3 games are out for PlayStation.
Well, no, because Square has confirmed that they have.
I know Square is like trying to say some. I think
this was recently. They said that they have a lot to show with Xbox this week. My other thought was that it's probably something garbagey like Forspoken or something, but since Final Fantasy 16 is on PC. Anyway, sorry, Pat, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just got it.
Fantasian will be shown on the Xbox.
I know, I can't wait. Fantasian!
See, now I'm like on the fence, Pat, like based off of everything you said, because I feel like you and me, we both had the Plucky Squire really high up on our list for the long, and we waited a long time for any sort of news about it. And just from what I'm hearing, it's not that it's a bad game, but it's okay. Like, is it like now I'm like, maybe I should cancel my pre-order.
Sometimes when games are too cute, that's the problem.
It's not the cuteness that's killing it. It's the simpleness that's killing it. It's easy. The story is, basically there for your children. It's not really meant for you. And but, the gameplay is still it's fun. Like the 3D portions I enjoyed. I enjoyed the different puzzles and eventually like I thought it was very clever with how you have to manipulate the book to, get some of the puzzles to work. Like the concept of the game is phenomenal. They just need to tweak it so that it's more for everyone and just not feeling like it's a kid's game, I guess.
Mhm.
Because it
Yeah.
seemed like it was originally marketed more for everyone. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. It's the thing is like I think that game is has a really really awesome concept, right? Like I love the storybook aspect. I love watching the trailers of jumping out of the book and becoming a 3D game, jumping back into the book to like a Zelda adventure to like the 2D Mario platforming type levels to it's so charming to watch and charming on paper. And I was really upset when I got that hit that bug. And I was like once I'm like okay, it's launch week, it's the Switch version. I'll restart from my last checkpoint. Well, the last checkpoint was you got to start over. Um,
Hmm.
so
Yeah, it's an auto save. There's nothing you can do about that. Um, Yeah, I have a Twitter friend that also played through the entire Switch version, and he said the fact that he had to restart his game, I think like 10 times, he said it absolutely soured his experience on it.
mhm,
Yeah, I was hearing reports about that too from some of the outlets that some of the outlets I check out, like skill up one the YouTube channel. I'm completely going to copy everything off of. He had problems with it.
mhm.
Um, uh, game game rant had problems. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that one. I had two other games I wanted to quickly talk about. I did pick up. It's called Cricket's Jay's Really Peculiar Game. It is a indie JRPG that kind of has the aesthetics of an Earthbound if it was matched up with a Saturday morning cartoon, and that's actually kind of how the game plays. It plays like Earthbound, like you're in a modern day setting. Your kids that are trying to go on like an adventure. You find out why Jay wants to eventually go on this adventure, but what really got me was this game actually hits on some pretty serious topics, and you realize that Jay is suffering from some mighty depression. And his friends are trying to like cheer him up, but it's overall like the game's kind of cute, but it's also funny and hilarious. It's like the mission I did so far was I had to go and like get some flowers, but these other flowers had stole the flowers for some nefarious purpose that you find out is to hopefully give everyone allergies so they could sneeze to death.
Oh, jeez.
Is what was the flowers' plans because they got tired of people
Okay.
picking them. Yeah, it like I said, it's kind of that Earthbound weirdness that kind of goes on with this game. And the battle system is kind of a mix of Paper Mario, where you have the prompts that will do more damage or more defense if you hit it correctly, and also has a little bit of Octopath Traveler with a boost system. However, you have to build up the meter and able to use the boost to kind of like power up your attacks. And that boost system is also used for team attacks as well with your characters. Uh, it's a cute game, and I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more. But the game I'm absolutely invested in right now is called Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights. And this game, I guess the reason I went back to this one, this is part of my backlog, is Ender Magnolias was just recently announced release date in January, end of January. So I decided I really wanted to play the original one first before I get to the sequel, because I tried the sequel at PAX and the demo was absolutely fantastic. And I restarted Ender Lilies, and my gosh, I don't know why I put it. Oh, I think I know why I put it down. It was kind of hard when I first tried it out, but now that I've taken some time to learn some more mechanics in that game, it is a absolutely gorgeous Metroidvania. I mean, we're talking like very beautiful backgrounds, even though the game takes place kind of in a more of a Dark Souls-y kind of setting where it's like decrepit, torn down, decayed, like medieval times where everything's basically dead. Um, but the music to this game is just so melodic, and it's haunting, and it's beautiful. It's like even the boss battles like have some real, like, they're not like hard pounding like intense songs that you might get from like Dark Souls when you're fighting a boss. These are like very like um melancholy, I guess would be the thought. Like just simple. I've You could go. There's one area. There's like a destroyed hamlet, mountain village, and like in the song, you can hear like a little girl humming in it as well. It's got these really beautiful, haunting melodies. It's just so entrancing to me. Um, but the battles, it's also got a fun battle system where you can just mix and match all these different skills that you get from fighting these mini bosses. Once you get them, you can purify the bosses, and then you get attack skills that sometimes they have cooldowns. Other times, as you level them up, they can shoot more projectiles and stuff like that. You can like switch between two different like palettes of skills that you set up. So it's definitely like you play how you want to play it. Um, but yeah, the story has been beautiful, tragic. It takes place in a kingdom that something happened, and a problem called the Blight has occurred, and it's caused a rain that has literally killed like everything that it's touched. Except for you, because you're the White Priestess and you have the ability to purify the Blight. You're like the only person left around that can purify the Blight. Um, and so your job is to go and find the knights that were originally like charged to protect the priestess. They have all now succumbed to the Blight as well, and you kind of have to give them a death because they're mortal and they're Blight driven mad. So they have knowledge of what they're doing, but they can't control what they're doing. So it's got to be like an absolutely horrible like feeling to know that you're trapped in your own body and your consciousness. You're conscious, but you can't control yourself anymore. And so that's kind of why the game's called Quietest of the Nights, is because you are, in fact, trying to bring peace to these souls that have been corrupted by the Blight.
Hmm.
It's a very tragic game, but very beautiful too.
Nice. Nice.
Thank you.
Oh,
Highly recommend.
Man, every time I see like you were talking about Ender Lilies, it makes me want to play that at some point. It just makes me want to. I don't know, that game and Ender Magnolias at PAX was so beautiful, and I just those games look amazing. I just know I would get frustrated because I'd get lost.
Yeah, that's what guides are for.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network. But is that it, Pat? Is that?
Yep, that's it for this week.
All right. Cool. Well, let's get into our weekly segment. It's time for Conference Call, where we talk about cool conferences or presentations that are happening. State of Play just happened as of the time of this recording. We won't get to Tokyo Game Show this recording, but maybe if there's something cool, we'll talk about it next time. State of Play. Very ended on a banger. A lot of interesting stuff in between.
A lot of release dates, at least.
Yeah, it's how's everybody feel? I mean, I was making my dinner and putting my son to bed, and I got to my phone and there was like 60 missed messages or something. Yeah, it wasn't that many, but it was a lot. How did everybody enjoy it? I thought it was okay. I thought it was probably one of their better ones, to be quite honest.
I enjoyed it.
Better in a while, at least. Even though I know there's a certain percentage, it was showing things that perhaps we already know about, but showing a little bit more. But yeah, it was all right.
I agree with all those statements. It's been one of the better ones, but Sony has not had a very good track record with these things. The last like 2 or 3 state of plays or showcases they did. So
Yeah. Can I start off with one that's kind of easy for me to kind of poke fun of a little bit? And I poke fun lovingly because again, I have a PS5 and it is my second most used console. So that they're selling the chromatic set, right? The colors are cool. I just love how they just keep zooming, just the way they were doing it. It was just like, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny, just trying to make this awkwardly spaceship shaped console look very sexy. I'm like,
Yeah,
it still doesn't look sexy. I mean, I love it, the color, but
oh my gosh, I hate the way the PlayStation 5 looks. It needs a. I really thought the Pro. Not that this is part of the state of play, but I really thought the Pro was going to get some sort of redesign and like maybe not smaller, but like maybe not look like the flowery opening of some sort of
but now
after
it's
dark.
got that. Now it's got
I'm
that
looking at my
big line.
PS5 right now. I'm looking at my PS5 right now, and I see what you're talking about.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen Everybody Loves Raymond, but this reminds me of the episode where his mom starts taking art classes and she makes that sculpture, and all any of them can see is yeah,
got it.
women's parts. So I don't know why I'm trying to be clean right now. We're never clean, but
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there because I don't know, it's poking a little bit of fun. I thought to myself, when would I ever need multiple Sony PlayStation controllers? I already have one too many that I need. I have a ton of Switch ones because I think, all right, Mario Party,
Yeah.
whatever. But I feel like Sony is mostly not. I feel like Sony, in my mind, I think of a single player experience.
Yeah, I have 3 DualSense controllers, and I think I'm gonna get one more, and that one more will probably be the Edge.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna get the 30th anniversary one.
I mean, that's a cool one.
I'm on the fence on that.
Just because I don't like white controllers, because I'm always afraid they're going to get dirty. Not that I'm a dirty person, but like,
yeah, you are.
You're such a dirty boy.
Hey,
well, not
it happens.
There's
a black mark across my white PS5 plates. I have no idea where it came from. Just this big, ugly black mark. I couldn't scuff it out or anything. So I replaced it with the camo color that came out later.
I kind of want the black plates, but
yeah, I'm still thinking about getting black plates for my PS5. I mean, I have a black controller, so I mean, why not?
Yeah, I have the black controller too. I love the black controller.
I do too. I'm kind of hoping that blue controller that was like that one that the Uncharted one was shows back up, like that actual blue color. I mean,
yeah. But Yeah, I mean, what were some of the games everybody free Astrobot DLC? It looks like, right? Did I saw
Love
that
it.
right?
Yep,
Yep.
love the opener.
I think what did they say, 6 speed levels and 10 robots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6
Yeah, yeah.
speed run levels, more robots, 10, and one of them that they showcased, I think, was the Stellar Blade character, right?
Yep, they did
Mhm.
that, and they did the Helldivers.
Oh, yep, Helldivers, yeah. So
Helldivers, yeah.
Yeah.
they're keeping the momentum going, and I think Astrobot could be it would be really good for speed running. Not that I'm into it, but I can see it. So I'm glad they're riding the momentum for that game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then what was next? Sorry, I'm trying to find the comprehensive list here.
Well, while you're finding the comprehensive
Mhm.
list, I'll give another easy one we can just laugh at is how middle fingery was it, whether it's intentional or not intentional, that Pal World was announced for PlayStation 5 after like they announced Nintendo was and the Pokemon Company were going to sue Pal World. I'm like, hey, look, it's
Yeah.
Pal World.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I know. I know. I was like a day late, dollar short.
Yeah.
really.
I feel like that game has already hit its popularity, but who knows? I mean, who knows? Vampire Diaries, Vampire Survivors is still uh popular, and it just came to PlayStation. So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah,
so
if you're looking for a list, I did tie one into the docket.
oh, great, thanks,
Yeah,
Pat.
you're welcome. Some of the things that I thought were pretty cool, like one of the things I got excited for was the announcement of the Lunar Remastered Collection.
Mm.
Yeah, what a huge deal that's going to be for people because that
See,
game is.
I am so torn because like I bought those games every time they have come out. I'm kind of sick of buying the games. I bought Lunar and Lunar 2 on the Sega CD. I bought them again on PS1. I bought the like I feel like the best version of Lunar that came out in the PSP. Like I bought that one.
Hmm.
And now here we are again. And I'm like, man, I'm like, of all the working design stuff, you couldn't go back and get like Popful Mail, some, a couple of their shooters that they had, like I'm torn because I love Lunar and I have a funny feeling. I have a funny feeling I'm going to drop money on this, but I'm just tired of like rebuying these damn games.
Mhm.
I'm tired.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think we're getting to that point though, where like the the PlayStation ecosystem and the Xbox ecosystem and probably the Nintendo ecosystem are finally kind of getting to the point of this is the last chance for everybody to sell their stuff on these consoles because there's a baseline to the storefronts or like it's like Steam, right? People have had their Steam library since what 2000 whenever Half-Life 2 came out,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like this PSN is tied to the PlayStation 4, right? So anything from PlayStation 4 forward is going to be your library, right? And it's the same with the Xbox, right? With the Xbox One, and hopefully the next Nintendo console and moving forward will be backwards compatible, at least with a digital library. I don't know how physical is going to work moving forward, but um, and this is like Lunar is a beloved kind of series that I think people are going to be excited for, but this is their last shot to make something special out of it, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Unless they do like a remake at some point, which is also another topic for another day. But
Yeah, I'm very curious if they're going to keep the working designs translation or if they're going to like I don't know, train a lot of people the working designs translation I thought was really good, but a lot of people say, the translation fanboys are like not according to what Japan wanted it to say
mm,
or it's not true to what the intention.
hmm gotta
Uh,
love the fanboys.
Plus, you also gotta wonder how many of the jokes that working design put in that game are relevant in these days. Like, are people even gonna know who Britney Spears is?
Mm, yeah. Well, she keeps dancing with knives. People are gonna know.
Yeah, but I think there were also Bill Clinton jokes too, if I
Mm,
remember. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I can't remember.
But also, I would say another really exciting thing for me was I mean, we heard about this earlier today, but the Soul Reaver games are getting remastered
Mm-hmm.
and coming out later this year. That's
Yep.
exciting.
Yeah, it's so funny. Not to interrupt you again. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
You do.
Xbox put out a huge graphic after the Soul Reaver announcement that had every single game at the state of play that's coming to Xbox as well.
Yep.
This is huge graphic.
Yeah. The only one they don't have though that's coming is the original Blood Omen that they said is going to be coming as part of the Classics collection.
Mm.
Oh shit! I just realized. What was there was something. There's something I need to check to see. Like, was it coming to PC? Like, oh, hold on. Let me look. There's a list of games again.
Yeah, that's while LeRon's looking that up.
Oh, Horizon remastered.
Yeah, that
it
looks it really needed
it. No, we don't need it, but it looks good.
It looks amazing.
Plus, if you already own it, you can upgrade to this version for $10, which is nice, right? At least you don't have to spend another $70.
Yeah, because all you gotta do is go to the PlayStation Store, spend the I think it might be $10 for the full deal.
I think it's $11.99 for the complete edition right now.
Yeah, and so you literally just bought the you probably would buy the best version of the game for like under $25.
Yeah, I'll pay the $10 for the upgrade.
Yeah.
So that is confirmed that just $10 to upgrade it. Okay.
Yeah, they said that. They said that on the show. They said that on the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
I missed that part then.
Yeah.
They also that's what I was looking for
too.
I was looking to see if Alan Wake had gotten a Steam thing, but guess not.
Alan Wake 2 has the second DLC announced. The Lake House coming out in October. Another spoopy.
Yeah.
And it seems like this DLC is Control related.
Yeah.
Because that
makes
was
sense,
Jesse
right?
Fadden.
If they're trying to tie those together, and Control had that Alan Wake DLC, right? That
and now Alan Wake has their Control DLC.
Yeah.
I am all for more Alan Wake DLC.
Yep.
We got the Lego Horizon Adventures DLC or release date too, on November 14th.
What'd you guys think of the additional stuff that they showed?
I don't care about all the weird customizations and costumes and stuff. It's a Lego game, and so I will get it based on the fact that it's a Lego game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Lego game. Yeah, like Pat said. I think it'll be. I think the most interesting aspect of this is that it's coming to Switch as well. Is the most intriguing thing in this game. I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. I kind of want to, but I'm like, I don't really care about the Lego games that much. And the Lego games my kids care about are like Lego Incredibles and Marvel superheroes and stuff like that. So, and we already
can
have
shoot dinosaurs.
What?
Robotic dinosaurs.
Yeah, but Monster Hunter had another
big Monster Hunter, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna toss that out there for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. It looks pretty good.
I think they're really trying to reach the mainstream audience with this one.
Wait, what are you talking about? Like, you don't think they reached the mainstream audience of World?
No,
20 million copies isn't enough. LeRon.
I guess not.
LeRon, I know we haven't talked about the demo, but let me just tell you, the demo that I played at PAX West had more story in it than all the Monster Hunters combined.
Well, yeah, I mean I think that's been a thing. I want to say Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate was the first Monster Hunter game where they tried their best to work our story out, but it didn't really hit until we hit Monster Hunter 5, Monster Hunter World, I mean. And and Sunbreak and Rise and Sunbreak, kept the momentum going and stuff like that. We just need to know, to think about how that game evolved. Like, that game used to be a game of just nothing but pure lore. Like, when the first Monster Hunter game back in 2004, you're basically getting whispers about what's going on in this world by talking to the NPCs.
No, now you get Final Fantasy 16 quality cutscenes
Yeah.
complete with political, upheaval and like dramatic effects are going on like during these cutscenes. So
Yeah.
it's a Monster Hunter that's going to be telling one hell of a story.
I'm
Mhm.
just in it for the palicos.
Mhm.
And whatever the heck those other things were.
I know, right? Yeah, I want to know what those are.
What, the dinosaur looking things
No,
that
No.
you ride?
the caveman palicos,
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
the tribal ones.
yeah. Wearing like the freaking like the hats. Those Japanese hats that like the Kung Lao hats. That's what they look like.
yeah. Stellar Blade's getting near DLC, which is not shocking to anyone considering how inspired that game was by Nier.
But of course, now people are going to be talking about, oh, we can't see your panties.
Oh no, God! Guess what? Find a partner. They probably have some. Jesus, I hate people so much. Oh man,
See what
I
else?
I I really liked the Stellar Blade demo, and I never bought it. Um,
I need to finish that game.
but also I think Nier is better in like a lot of ways. So,
Mhm.
and then do we want to hit on the last thing, the one more thing, Ghost of
Before we hit that, Dynasty Warriors Origin
Oh,
looks
Mm.
fantastic.
That's weird. I didn't hear much talk about the Veil Guard.
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
No, they had some interesting ones. The Hell is Us, the Archage, or whatever was.
Archage, yeah, Archage, Arcage. I'm not sure what
Yeah,
that Arcade Chronicles. That's what we call it. Arcade Chronicles.
Yeah, they showed some. They showed some VR stuff. Like, I would love to play Metro's Awakening, but I don't want to play VR. Um, and then you also had the Midnight Walk, which was that claymation looking one. That's both for
Yeah.
VR and for the PS5. So that's gonna be interesting how that works.
mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, now you
Oh,
can
and one
talk
more thing,
about
Dino Crisis is coming to the PS Plus.
original
Yeah,
Dino
Yeah.
Crisis.
yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe this will light a fire under Capcom's ass to remake it.
I would love a Dino Crisis
Yeah.
remake in the
Mhm.
vein of like the Resident Evil ones.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
They'd have to do it like that. They couldn't just. Can you imagine they do a remake with tank controls? Oh my god. I mean, stranger shit has happened.
Yes, it has happened.
All right, I think we're ready for the one last thing.
All right. They finally showed off the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, which I know a lot of people are excited for. It's called Ghost of Yotei. Is that how you say it?
Yotei?
Yotei? It's coming out next year, which is, judging by the way
That's
Sony puts games out,
faster than I thought it would be.
Mhm.
and judging by the way Sony has put out their first party stuff lately, or over the course of the last 5, 6, 7 years, like it'll probably be out in the first half of next year because they like to put their first party stuff out in the first half to avoid the third party rush at the holidays. So
Interesting.
This is
Good
great.
on
I would
them.
guess maybe third quarter.
It looks good. It
Mm-hmm.
looks really good.
It does, yeah.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to hearing more about how this story will unfold because Ghost of Tsushima has climbed into my top 10 video games of all time. When my son asks me what my favorite video games are, I say that's one of them, even though he has no idea what that means. So,
Is
Well, I will
is
say,
this a
ready?
direct sequel? Is this the same character?
No, it's
Oh,
this game takes place 300 years after Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh,
So it's 1605 is what I believe the year is. So just right after the Tokugawans unite Japan. People are pretty pissed at the fact that Jin Sakai is, been basically wiped off the face of this series.
shocking.
And
People are pissed.
even more pissed off because now they're screaming DEI.
Oh,
because it
God.
stars a female.
Oh,
Oh.
God,
So the
get
Gooners
over
are
it.
having a blast already with this.
I hate people so much. God, get over it.
But it does look absolutely amazing.
Listen, I can smell BS when DEI has been shoehorned in, and this is not one of those things.
Right.
Not everything is DEI. Come on.
I know.
First of all,
Do we really want to open
First-
that bag right now?
okay, all right. So here it is. Jin Sakai was a fictional fucking character.
But
It
he
wasn't
was a
like
Japanese man, which is what that was back in the day.
it wasn't like there was any like the only historical value of the Ghost of Tsushima game was it actually chronicled some of the events that happened during the Mongol invasion. So y'all need to shut the hell up about a fictional character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the same thing with Assassin's Creed right now because it has a black samurai in it, right?
You guys don't see me all up in arms because Joel is dead in The Last of Us 2.
Whoa, spoilers!
You got and everyone
Hey,
knew.
LeRon, it's okay because he's a middle-aged white guy. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
everyone's okay.
Oh
No,
yeah,
that's-
yeah,
no, that's-
that's right.
no, that's-
because like people
that's
flip
woke
their
because
shit.
That's
People
woke
that-
though.
Hey, people flip their shit when like in the series like it was a mixed black and a Hispanic daughter that they had.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's
God
true.
damn! Like this shit is fiction, y'all. Shut the fuck up.
I know. God.
Uh,
This is
Oh,
why I can't enjoy video
see-
games anymore.
See, this is how I will wind up becoming a curmudgeon by the time I'm 60. Because of dumb shit like this, like let people use their creative licenses, do whatever the hell they want. If you feel this badly about it, go ahead and make Ghost of Tsushima 2 because Sony won't sue you for that one. Nintendo will. you do anything based off of Nintendo property, you're gonna be slapped with more than a cease and desist.
okay. Well, I also want to make mention that more news kind of came out from Ghost of Yotei. According to Sony, they want this game to be like the beginning of a like Ghost of Tsushima kind of universe. Like this is going to be like an anchor point, and they want to create spin-offs. And I think they also mentioned they are creating a movie based on the first one.
Okay, that might wind up being bad for them.
But like this is
Depends.
where they want to branch off the franchises, starting with this
Sucker Punch, bring back Infamous.
and Sly,
Thank you. I was going to say that too,
or
but I
give
want
it
to, but
someone
I
else.
really
so
want
that
to
they can do it.
punctuate. I really want to punctuate Infamous.
You know, Toys for Bob are independent now. Give Sly to Toys for Bob.
They can do that, but they won't.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Sony will try to buy Toys for Bob first.
I mean, yeah. But the game looks awesome. The game
Oh,
looks great.
beautiful.
I can't wait to I downloaded the first one onto PlayStation a couple weeks ago. Maybe that'll be the game that I jump into because I still need to I just haven't gotten into it.
I mean, obviously it's too soon to tell, but I do have this slightly like it's creeping up in me like that Ghost of Tsushima is a very tough game to follow up sequel wise.
Mhm.
And I'm not already assuming that this one's gonna be subpar, but maybe I'm like it's a self-protection mechanism, like maybe level set my expectations.
Yeah.
They've got a high bar.
I think I do think that Sucker Punch knows how to follow up games though. Their sequels
Yeah.
are always
Okay.
better than the first one, right?
Infamous 2, Sly Cooper 2,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
considered the
And
best.
even First Light over Second Son, I think First Light is better in a way. So I think Sucker Punch will pull it off. I mean, it's been how long at this point? It'll have been 6 years since the last one when this comes out. So
Mm.
I think they can do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm excited to explore Japan again.
Yeah.
Well, I'll export
Yo,
it.
didn't that
I'll
didn't
export it
that
in
didn't that
November.
shit look so gorgeous though? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That shot where she's standing on the cliffside and like the camera is slowly raising and it looks like the volcano is like sinking.
Hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
great shot. It's an amazing shot.
That's Mount Yotei, by the way. That's what the game's named after.
What?
Yes, that
Oh,
region.
Corey was Pat, you fell for
I
it.
no, I knew he was being like facetious.
I'm feeling good today. I can't help it. Okay, God,
We
I'm just,
like giggly Corey.
me too.
It's not very often that we see that.
Oh man, good times. Well, state of play. I'm looking forward to. This is the first time I think in a long time out of a state of play where I'm like, there are quite a few things in here that I'm excited for. I mean, even the Ninja Turtles DLC, which we didn't really mention in this segment. But I'm also a sucker for Ninja Turtles, so I almost downloaded Smite because there was a Ninja Turtles crossover at some point. Uh, so yeah, I think I think we're gonna skip the banter of the week this week just because we have a lot of questions to answer.
Holy moly. Okay.
And I want to get through those. I think right now those are kind of more important. Even though I did pick Stephanie's banter without even knowing
Oh,
Stephanie wrote it,
see, now we know why.
we'll save
Now
it.
we know why.
We'll save it. Yeah. If you want to write in, you can join our Discord. You can email us. You can look for the Twitter thread, Patreon thread. There are multiple ways to get a hold of us. So just do it, like Sam Hall did. Hey, boss lady and gentlemen. Stephanie, it was so great to hear you back last week. You were missed in this household. With that said, I'm writing in to ask a somewhat serious question. My grandfather recently passed away, and I haven't been able to get over the hurdle of him being gone. We were super close, going golfing and fishing all the time. He even used to take me to arcades when I was younger, as my mom was working to support us. Long story short, it hurts without him. My question is, how much has gaming been helpful for you to get over something? What games were there for you to distract you from whatever you were trying to escape? Thanks for distracting me for a couple hours every Monday. It means a lot to me that you continue to give us great shows week in and week out. Missing After Dark, but I know things need to pause sometimes.
Oh, thanks for the warm greeting, Sam. That means a lot to me. Then my condolences about your grandfather passing away. I was very close to my nana or my grandmother who passed away in 2001, and she was the one who pretty much raised me my whole life, and it took me a very long time to even feel like I could function normally. So sorry I just kind of took over that, but gaming has saved me in more ways than one. A couple games got me through my divorce. That was one. I believe that one was Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it was the open world, in the Wild West where life was simpler that I could kind of get lost in. And I played the hell out of that game, mostly just running around and killing bad guys and doing cowboy shit to distract myself from the impending just horribleness of a broken down marriage. So that's just one example. I could keep going on and on. And it has to be the right type of game for the right type of situation. But man, I would be in a different place without certain games.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to say that apologize, or I not apologize, but my condolences for your
Yeah,
grandfather.
condolences.
Um, it's really tough to lose good people in your life, especially ones that are close. Um, as well as animals, I will throw animals in there too because video games have definitely helped me get through a lot of my animals passing. Fortunately, I can't say I have one video game that I particularly turn to during those times. Um, but they have definitely been a distraction for a lot of the bad things that have happened in my life. They're definitely used for escape, and they're used for fun. They're more for fun now than escape, but they've definitely been used as an escape from shitty situations. Uh, but I would say, if you were looking for a game to play, honestly, I would Astrobot, if you have it right now, would be a great one. We were just talking about games that would make you feel good. Um, but or just if there's a series that you like playing, I would recommend going back and playing some of those. But yeah, it's video games are important in my life, and they've helped me through a lot of situations.
Yeah, interesting that you mentioned that because you can use video games either like a cheerful one to distract you, or you can even play a serious one that's more
Hmm.
cathartic. Because I'm almost teetering on like, hey, well, talked about Farewell North earlier, small and indie game that he could play, but that's only if you're in the mood for a cathartic experience because you go step by step to uncover kind of someone that's close to them in the family that passed away and just kind of learning how to retain the happy memories of the lost loved ones while moving on. So, depends on what you think will help. Everybody's different. Every situation's different.
LeRon?
Ugh. Actually, you know what? I'm trying to. I was as I was listening to you guys talk about it, I was trying to really think about like if gaming helps me out through any situations. I feel like games are already my escape mechanism, kind of. So normally, when stuff has got me down, like I typically fall back on a TV show. If I'm being honest, because we talked earlier, tonight about like games that bring us joy and stuff like that, and yeah, like I don't think I've ever used like video gaming itself as like a coping mechanism for loss or depression or stuff like that. I don't. I will. Well, actually, no. Now I think about it, actually, because now I remember saying this a while back on episode of Busters podcast many moons ago. Like I'll play rhythm games like Dance Dance Revolution or DJ Max and stuff like that, and that is what kind of pulls me out of a funk because like it almost like it rewires my brain, and stuff like that. Whereas like in these other games where I'm just using like really like mental like acuity and stuff like that, like that's just gonna I usually don't go to the brain buster games, like so yeah, music games probably because I can't say fighting games will do it for me. No, fighting games are frustrating. Yeah,
Yeah,
so there we go. I came to an answer, and the answer wasn't bullshit.
I've used TV shows for myself too. Family Guy has helped me out of some bad situations. It's also
No,
helped me in some good
no,
situations too.
no, no.
Cool
But
whip.
I do remember like when my dog passed away, like I like literally was watching seasons of Family Guy just to distract me and make me laugh and cry
Gosh, that's
because
still
he's
one of
my
the
Family
funniest
Guy.
stories I think I've ever heard. I know this is a serious question, but oh, I'll never be able to say Cool Whip again without,
Without thinking about something,
not.
listen to After
Uh,
Dark to find out what he's thinking of.
I think they can guess. um, yeah, games are definitely a good distraction from life's happenings. I think it's a lot of the reason why I'm attached to certain games, specifically from the things from the GameCube, Wii, Xbox 360 era. My When my grandma passed away, Final Fantasy X was a game that I played a lot.
Oh, Final Fantasy X by itself is a depressing game. Shit, I'm
I know,
sorry.
but yeah, but there's
That's why you gotta laugh.
the ending. Yeah, I see
Stop it! Stop it!
the meme behind the laugh. It like kind of pisses me off because there's like a real sincerity behind that moment in the game story wise,
Yeah.
and like I get that the laugh is kind of like bad, but it's supposed to be right. Like that's the point. Is like Tidus is sad and Yuna's trying to cheer him up, or
The other
like
way.
the other way around. I mean, and like the hard laugh just becomes funny to them because it's so forced, and that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. Yuna in Final Fantasy X is one of the reasons why I hate Final Fantasy X. And it's crazy because Yuna in Final Fantasy X 2 is one of the reasons why I love Final Fantasy X 2.
You should take Yuna through the Black Mage Sphere Grid.
Oh yeah.
Pro tip for you Final
All I
Fantasy
know,
players out there.
all I know is before Final Fantasy X came out, I used to think the worst character for Final Fantasy was Rinoa. And then Yuna, and then 10 came out and I played with Yuna and I was like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah. And then there were some very someone very close to me that I've talked about on After Dark before, but I'm not going to get into it here. And it's actually kind of ironic that you're asking this question today of all days. Is when you have someone in your life that you are so close with and they are gone unexpectedly, you don't know what to do because that person becomes your whole life. And when they're gone, you just I'm sure people who go through in certain other situations feel this way too, but like you spend every single waking moment with this person and then they're just gone. You don't know what to do with yourself. And for a long time I didn't play games because that's something that we did together. And then I kind of sat down and played their favorite games, and that's why I'm so attached to Twilight Princess, and that's why I'm so attached to Kingdom Hearts, and that's why I'm so attached to Halo 3. And a lot of games like that is it helped me grieve in a way that I wasn't allowed to in specific ways. And it just I still think about those games in that way. And I think certain games have we all have those games that even if you know they're not good, or that other people don't think they're good, they mean something to you, whether it's nostalgia or a moment in time that they're tied to. And I think it's important to find a game that you either really love, or you said your grandfather took you to the arcade. Maybe you find a arcade franchise that maybe has a game attached to it, or there's the Street Fighter collections and the Turtles collection and the Marvel Capcom collection is coming. Like there's a lot of things like that. Maybe you could like think about the good times while you're playing these games. Games are a great healing mechanism, in my opinion. So does anybody else have anything else to say? I'm rambling now. I do that sometimes. It's cool. Michael Wilder writes in, "Hello there. Found the show after your Nick Apostolides episode, and I have been heading backwards through the episodes. I really enjoy the show. How did you all meet? How did you all decide this was going to work? Thanks. I'll hang up and listen."
How'd we all meet? Whew.
Jeez, what? How much time you got? Well, Stephanie and LeRon were on 1v1s at one point.
Well, if I can make mine very quick because I start off as a fan and a listener. During COVID, I looked up some podcasts and I ended up finding Nintendo Pow Block first. And then I'm like, man, I really like the voices of these people. I was like, Corey's voice, Lasby's voice. I remember Dan was on there and Ed. I'm like, man, what a cast of characters. And then Lasby said, hey, we need some writers. And then I became a writer. And then over time, there was call for people to be guests. And then I slowly snuck in that way. And that's how I got to meet you. Yeah, I met you, and then LeRon, I met you through. I think I was a guest on Crossroads at one point, and then Pat, I met you through EXP, which is cool. Which was a podcast, another podcast.
Yeah.
I met Corey because Corey was looking for additional podcasts to network with, and so the EXP cast, he contacted. I was part of a group called the EXP cast, and he contacted the creator of that. His name's Stoyan, and that's kind of how I got to know Boss Rush. I met Stephanie kind of through the Discord channel, is where we started kind of becoming friends, and we've invited her a few times to the EXP cast. Eventually, she kind of became a short-term member, and then my podcast went under, and Corey decided to help me out a little bit. I think through persuasion of Stephanie and a little bit of LeRon, because I also guest with LeRon a few times on Crossroads.
Yeah, I mean, I you never want to see like a group, people that enjoy something and something falls apart. And Pat, I was part of a situation very similar to you. Ed and I both were part of something very similar to what happened, and
good old nerds gone rogue.
Yeah, that was
or the acronym for nerds gone rogue.
Yeah, don't
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
you got it, huh? You got it.
I'm like, hold on.
NGR.
But yeah, I just obviously I knew like we all had to mesh well, but like I didn't like how I felt when it ended, and I didn't want you, especially because like I know how knowledgeable you are about games and how much you enjoy them, and I didn't want you to experience what we went through, and I thought you would be a great fit, and here you are, still here.
Yep.
You're fired.
Thank
Get
you.
out.
I know we tried to get rid of you for so long, and you just you're like that cat that you accidentally left food out one night. And that's it. You never left food out again, but the cat's always there. Not bad.
If you guys got rid of me, who's going to talk about the new video games?
For real, because we barely want to talk about the old games that we're not beating anytime soon.
Yeah, we'd have to fill the show with like
you'd have to get Eddie.
Yeah, probably.
If I remember correctly, I was a random discover because I was just getting my YouTube and Twitch channels up off the ground right at the beginning of COVID. And for whatever reason, like I can't remember what game I was playing. It might have been Mass Effect 1 or something. But Ed found my Twitch channel. And then right when I was signing off, because this is back in the time when I would stream and never pay attention to the damn chat at all. Like I just play the game. I'd play the game, and would not pay attention to the chat at all. So then I was getting ready to sign off. And I was telling people I was signing off, and then Ed is out there like all caps. Wait a minute, I want to talk to you and all this stuff. We exchanged we exchanged Discord handles, and we talked. And then he was telling me about the Boss Rush Network and everything, and he actually gave me an invitation to the original iteration of the Boss Rush podcast before it is what has become now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I met you, Corey. As a matter of fact, it was you, it was Ed, and I'm forgetting Jesse.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. So I was on there with you guys that one night, and then we had the show and everything. I remember logging off. The next thing I know, like Corey's in my DMs the next morning on Twitter, and basically he's like, and basically it was that, hey, like Ed and I were talking about you and we liked your vibe and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, here we go. Nah, it wasn't like it wasn't like that, but it was definitely like Ed and I got talking about you after the show was over, and we wanted to see like if you want to like do be a little more active with us and stuff like that. And I was like, sure, and so I wound up on a few more episodes, and like wound up on Pal Block. It was also coming up on the summertime, so I wound up doing one of the Pride podcasts for the network and all that stuff. And the next thing you know, like a little old PlayStation show called the Crossroads Podcast kicked off. That was partnered with the Boss Rush Network, and here I am. Kind of been here ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How bad do you feel?
You know what? Because I want to be a streamer, a podcaster, and all this stuff. I'm actually thankful for the opportunity that you guys gave me to like get started on this, because like just so you know something about me, for y'all, you listeners and viewers out there, I don't have a creative bone in my body. So like,
what?
I don't know how the fuck I would have done this without any encouragement or coaching or whatnot. I just would have been that guy. Literally, I would still been playing my fucking game, my fucking Mass Effect game, never looking at the chat, the stream chat, never answering people, never interacting until I was like, hey, I'm going to bed. Good night.
I think ultimately we all kind of gravitate towards the positivity of the be better. We want to have a positive gaming community that we have here.
Yeah. Even when I'm the obvious asshole of the podcast.
Well, I don't know if it's that obvious.
No, I feel like, you know what? Here's the one thing I'll say, because like I feel like there's also been an evolution of sorts. Because I think a lot of people like know me. I kind of like keep it real for the most part, And yeah, I become a disruptive element when I was on the Pal Block show. I've been a disruptive element when I was on why do I keep forgetting the name of the Xbox show? Why do I keep forgetting the name of it? Arsenal X. Thank you. I've been a disruptive element on that show. Of course, like I bring all the hate and discontent to Crossroads, as well as the Boss Rush podcast from time to time, stuff like that. But in all seriousness, I feel like sometimes we if you guys love it the way we love it and stuff like that, you wind up listening to those podcast shows where it sounds like they're just throwing you fluff, and then the guys aren't even being paid for it. It's just like it's all like roses and kittens, and it's like, what, like gaming's not like that. Like earlier in the show, like we just talked about how people are like throwing like Ghost of Tsushima as a sequel, like DEI. Like, why is that? For people who say they don't want politics in their games, they find a way to find politics. They find a way to find politics or make it up or whatnot and stuff like that. And so, yeah, so, like I feel like one thing I've tried to do is like make the talking points like really, really matter and stuff like that. Yeah, you guys have seen the Pal Block episodes where Ed and I argue about shit, because like it feels like it's all one-sided sometimes and stuff like that. But I really feel like, without like engagement and stuff like that, like people can't really like focus on the things that matter for the most part. They just want to hit their own echo chamber or whatnot and stuff like that. So, that's one of the things I love, just getting on and having conversations with everybody and stuff like that. And that's why sometimes when I know I'm going to bring something hot to the table, as I'm always like, you know what, you guys know how to find me in the show notes. Like if you want to talk about it, like hit my socials.
Yeah, I'm still grateful that everybody is still here. There's a lot of reasons I could go into of, you know, maybe shouldn't, I don't know, whatever, but I'm extremely grateful to have all of you as friends, and obviously Ed for making me do this one more time, and this is where we're at now, right? And I know we give Ed a lot of shit on and off air because it's Ed and it's fun and it's easy, but we do it out of love. But yes, LeRon.
Well, just let you know, Stephanie and I have been talking for over a year. We've been trying to figure out when we're going to make our exit from this network because, like, we're tired of this crazy train.
Yeah. All right.
That's all love. I'm just.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could be pampering ourselves all night, but we're gonna keep going because we have 3 more questions, and it's late, and I'm tired, so I can't imagine how everybody else feels. Jeez, what is this name? Gaping Grape writes in, Corey, how about them Browns? Shut up. Seriously though, what is all your takes on sports? Not enough sports talk like on Tower Casuals. Yeah, Josh and I talk like the first half hour of every show is about sports because we hate our teams or love our teams depending on what week it is.
I feel like we were criminally negligent about our talks about the Olympics, and I love college football, especially my Florida Seminoles. But
I'm sorry right now.
I know, right? I know, like we got to win. We got to win on Saturday, but I'm like, was this really a win? Yeah, but yeah, I'm a college football fan for sure. But I've noticed since I've cut the cord, like it's harder and harder for me to watch a football game now because like I need to take my lazy ass out there and buy a really good digital antenna, and hook it up to my television, and then piss my boyfriend off for the fact that I'm going to have the television from 12 noon till 8 p.m. on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. watching football, a game that he never sees me watch. That's the funny part.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a weird alert.
No, that's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I'm the college football guy. Like I can honestly care less, about pro football. I like pro football, stuff like that. Like rest in peace, New England Patriots. I knew the program was going to fall apart when Brady retired, and I'm not even a Tom Brady guy. That's the crazy part. Like if you ask me, the real glue of that dynasty was Edelman and Gronkowski. If you ask me, and I was also team Aaron Hernandez until he went a little insane. But yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the separate the art from the artist situation where like he was an amazing football player, but also like he murdered people. So,
is this what we're supposed to be doing? R. Kelly and Bill Cosby and P. Diddy. God, I'm sorry. Back to sports though. Yeah. Now what's crazy though? I don't like watching baseball unless I'm actually at the arena watching a live game.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I think baseball is like really boring unless you're there.
You're there. Yeah.
And then it becomes super fun because you're probably drinking like watered down beer and like these nasty, gooey hot dogs that probably aren't real meat, and high-fiving a bunch of drunk dudes behind you. They're like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually been to a hockey game or two, and that shit's exciting.
Yeah.
I actually am in mourning because I believe the Red Sox are no longer they won't be able to make it to the playoffs. I'm a huge baseball fan.
Mhm.
I grew up with my dad being a huge Red Sox fan. He used to have the game on all the time, and I know there's a lot of baseball games, so it's not like we're watching it hardcore every second for all 9 innings for all the games, but it's just like
Aren't
that background. Um,
aren't there as many baseball games as there are basketball games in the season? I feel
There's
like
3 times. There's 168 or 186 baseball games, or 168 baseball games and 82 football or basketball games.
okay. That's so ridiculous number of fucking games.
I know.
and I love going. I took my son to his first Red Sox game at Fenway Park, and it was just epic.
Mm.
But
Stephanie, if you
suck.
need a baseball team to cheer for in the playoffs, the Cleveland Guardians are Central Division champs and are skipping the first round. You can throw your talent for them.
I guess. I still think I still am not used to the new name, but sure, yeah, we'll do.
Don't. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I still have a hard time calling them the Commanders in Washington.
Yeah. It's better than the Washington football team. Remember
That
that
is
for
true.
2 years?
That is true.
Jeez.
It's like y'all didn't have that thought out yet.
Right.
Thank God the Seminoles are safe. Thank God.
Yeah. I love the Browns, despite how just
Maybe if they change their
poorly run.
team name, things might go a certain way for them.
No, look, when they moved to Baltimore and became the Ravens, they fought to keep the Browns name here. So the Browns are going to be the Browns forever. I used to love college football, and then like somewhere while I was in college, I kind of fell out of love with it. I don't know if it's because I was playing or not, but it just kind of like became like
That was probably why.
a meh thing for me. I
It's
love
like
yeah.
it's like if you were a gynecologist, like you would do your job for 8 to 10 hours a day, and then you would come home and be completely useless to your wife.
I love basketball. The sad thing is like I can't watch the Cavs because we have the Hulu package instead of like real cable. So like I would have to subscribe to another $30 subscription service just to watch the Cavs, and I'm not doing that.
Fuck that.
And I like going to baseball games and watching them from there. It's definitely, I think baseball has the best in-person experience. Well, basketball does too, but also I went to a bunch of Cavs games when LeBron was here, so maybe I'm a little bit biased because those experiences were awesome. When the swords would come down out of the giant like screens, the swords would come down and they'd shoot fire out. I'm like, oh my god, there's fire! It's cool. Anyways,
sometimes honestly, sometimes the best part of being in the live game is being in the pageantry. Like it's awesome. You know, like
yeah,
it's just an experience.
Yeah. Also, like I had the best Cavs game I ever went to was like the Cavs were playing the Miami Heat, and I had 4th row seats right behind the Cavs bench, and I got to see like Dwayne Wade and like when at his peak and LeBron, and it was cool. It was awesome. But yeah, sports, love them. Wish I got to watch more, but gotta watch whatever my kids want to watch instead. So, Pat, you have anything to say about sports?
What sports?
Okay, moving on. Marine Gamer 1289 writes in. He says, "Hello, everyone. Stephanie, it's nice to see your face back on the show after so long away. You definitely even out this sausage fest. Anyways, what is your
Thank you.
What is your overall feeling on this generation of consoles? Worth it?
Hold on. Marine Gamer 1289. What do you have against sausage? Huh? I that's the real question.
You
here
need
tonight.
to eat a well-balanced diet.
LeRon, it's Tuesday and
help
people
them.
want tacos on Tuesday.
Oh my god. Is this thanks for delivering great episodes every week. Looking forward to more guests on and interviews. Oh my gosh. I am not touching Mm.
The tacos and the sausages.
Oh my gosh.
What sausages in the taco?
So for the question about what is your overall feeling on this generation of consoles, I think Corey and I are on the same page here. Like, it doesn't really feel like there's been much of a change.
Mm-mm.
Like, I honestly feel like every game that we're playing is glorified Xbox One and PS4 games. I really do. There are some that kind of stand out, but they're so few and far between that
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to figure out, would I have like the golden fleece over my eyes, if I was not a PC gamer, but I have a funny feeling. I have a funny feeling I'd still feel the same way that I feel now about console games because the pandemic really hurt us. The pandemic really hurt us. Like all the dreams and aspirations that both Sony and Microsoft had. Nintendo's just plugging along. Nintendo's the little train that's going to keep on going. And stuff like that. But I feel like real soon, like there might be a day of reckoning for Nintendo, and I think where Nintendo's day of reckoning is going to come from is how they treat their peers in the industry as well as their customer base. But going back to console, the console generation, uh, yeah, like something legitimately happened, when the pandemic hit, because everyone remembers, like, Sony had a plan, like they were only going to support the PS4 for 18 months into the PS5 life cycle. Guess what? We got fucking games coming, Jedi Survivors coming to PS4. A game that was not supposed to come to PS4, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft is kind of like, I don't even know they didn't raise the white flag. I don't know what flag they're flying as far as the console. I feel dirty saying this. The console war thing. I feel dirty saying that. Uh, More like a console race, in my opinion. And now, like, it's all left on Sony's shoulders and stuff like that. And Sony is out here, like, literally trying to create art out here, which is not a bad thing to do. But the problem is that the world is just kind of weary about shit. And, like, prices of the territories, prices are going up for hardware when they always go down and stuff like that. And so that's why the PS5 came out. The PS5 Pro is coming out $200 higher than. They're trying to recoup. They're trying to recoup the money, and stuff like that. So we can answer this. We can answer this when we talk about the banter the next time, because I feel I have more to say about the PS5 Pro and stuff like that. But honestly, the generation of consoles themselves has been kind of lackluster. The games have been all right. And of course we know, like, I think the only reason why we're in the ninth generation of consoles is because, like, the industry is stubborn. They want to do the 7-year plan for each of the for every console that comes out, and then move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what you're going to see more and more of now is like iterative consoles now, and generations are going to go away, I think. And I think um theoretically Xbox was on the right track with the series consoles, where, like, hey, every few years we're going to come out with a new series console, and it's going to be just a little bit better, but your last console is still going to be worth it for 2 or 3 more of these things, and we'll stop supporting the Series S at this point. We'll stop supporting the Series X at this point. We'll stop supporting the Series XL, whatever they call it, at this point.
They better not call it the XL. They better not.
I mean, it's just, and then obviously Xbox is just, nobody knows what they're doing now because they're just so fucked up. But I think the PlayStation 5 Pro is just extending the generation, because they know that this generation feels kind of like a waste. And I think the PlayStation 5 Pro is I think it's a way to kind of sell older units, because to try to prove that um this generation was worth it, in my opinion. I mean, we're just now starting to see games that are worth it, with like Rebirth and Final Fantasy Rebirth and Ghosts of the new Ghost of Tsushima game, and that kind of thing, So
Yeah, this is stuff that we should have saw, like, second year into the cycle.
yeah, yeah. So, Pat, what do you think?
I don't have much more to say about it. It's basically what you guys said. It's PlayStation 5, Xbox Series. It's just a glorified PS4 and Xbox X.
Yeah.
Or Xbox One.
I mean, I still think besides Hellblade, the biggest reason to own the Xbox for me was to get Destiny at 60 frames a second.
The only reason why I even like ran and got a PS5 day one is because I had a podcast show. Like,
yeah,
yeah, because I really feel like, honestly, like if I sell this PlayStation 5 right now, like it's near mint condition.
Yeah. All right, our last question. The One True James writes in and says, the newly released Jutaro and Keylocker are both unique takes on standard RPG storytelling style and mechanics. What do you look for in more unique RPGs? I mean, for me, it's just characters, I think, mostly. I'm not out there looking for strange new mechanics or, whatever. I just want interesting characters that tell an interesting story and interesting relationships is my thing, I think, is my quick and dirty answer, I guess.
I want fun worlds. That's one of the things I really enjoy in my RPGs is checking out these very imaginative worlds that you don't see really anywhere else.
I haven't been playing a lot of RPGs lately, so I'm not sure if I really have any good answers. A striking new art style. I believe Key Locker has a very, very striking art style. I got to see a little bit of it at PAX West. And even if the story is cookie cutter, so to speak, because if you think about it, most stories, if not all stories, have been told already. I guess it's just it's the method of delivery, the pacing, and then a little sprinkle of, like you said, Corey and Pat, the characters in the world. So I think I'm just looking for a holistically balanced experience.
LeRon, you have anything to add?
I I know about Keylocker. It's kind of on my radar right now, but right now, like I still need to be Sea of Stars, which is the only RPG I've well, that's a lie. I'm playing also Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. So yeah, so I got enough on my plate right now of RPGs right now with those. Keylocker looks,
a lie.
huh?
That is also a lie. You
What
forgot Monster Hunter Stories.
Oh shit. Oh shit! I'm such a bad gamer. I'm terrible.
You're a terrible gamer. Why do we even do this anymore? Bossers Podcast is now a general people podcast.
We're just going through the motions, guys. We're just phoning it in every week.
Well, speaking of phoning it in, why don't we
damn you, Pat,
phone on out of here? I don't know. I want to thank everybody out there for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. You can catch us every Monday. Thank you for joining us for this extra beefy episode. Pat, Stephanie, LeRon, thank you for your time tonight, as always. Everybody out there, subscribe on YouTube, rate us on podcast services. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Check out our merch store, all those things. And be kind to everybody out there. Be kind. Hug your loved ones. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Take care.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.